taking them in written. So once again, study computational science in Germany. Here are our guests. And we always thank them for being here. I don't have Laura Busch here, but she is also with us from University of Stuttgart, and she will be also assisting you in the questions later on. First, I want to mention My German University, Germany's largest study program database, where you can find all the programs that are offered by German universities, be it public or private, in German language or in English or some other languages. And when I say this, and some people come and, okay, you said English and German, what other languages can there be? But I had a program presentation which had Chinese and German and English options. So believe me, there are, and I know many of those programs. So anyway, so if you're searching for studying in Germany and you want to find a program, you are welcome to use the Study Finder. And the Study Finder is very user-friendly. We have just updated it, and it has much more interactive filters to make sure that you find the most suitable program in a short period of time. And you can also have all the information in one place. Check out. They are informative, especially for internationals, because include information about scholarship, visa, uni-assist, different application modes, Hochschulstart, language requirements, motivation letter, and all the different things. Here are broader topics, for example, visa, but in case you click on visa, there are so many articles, for example, visa processing time, or how to open a blocked account, and so on and so forth. So they are really informative. They are written by internationals, which is really important because this information is not from a general perspective, but from a perspective of those who have gone through the process. And additionally, recently, we have translated those articles into different languages, so feel free to check out this option as well. And most importantly, they are free of charge. Feel free to join our webinars. I've already mentioned that in case you have general questions, you can post them, but for such kind of things, usually it's advisable to join our general webinars, where we have topics like uni-assist, scholarships, visa, and studying in Germany. And in those webinars, usually I present for 30 minutes a topic, let's say uni-assist, and then we have 30 minutes to discuss your questions. This is not one-to-one guidance, but you can also consider it like this, because I will be live answering your question in a webinar. And of course, we have subject webinars, and those subject webinars are even more interesting because the program representatives are there themselves presenting a program, helping you with your questions. And yeah, they also leave further details so that you can contact them later on during the application or follow-up process. This is our team. We are based in Hamburg, Germany, and we are counseling in multiple languages. This is in, for example, we also have webinars in Spanish, and you are also welcome to check out all the articles in different languages. Now, as I said, we have updated our study finder, and now in case you are searching for programs in computational science, you can select a subject here, and it shows you all the options. These are our quick filters, but you can see all, click on see all filters and adjust much more. And you have first thing is language preferences. So in case you are searching for English only programs, there are 80, 11 bachelors, 69 masters, and all of that is visible here. You can always favor a program so that you know if the program has upcoming deadline. You can sort them according to that. And when you click on it, you also receive information like even curriculum, testimonial, videos, other information in one place. And most importantly, there is a course page. So in case you want to check the course page itself, you can go there easily. In case you don't know if you want to study computational science in Germany or not, check out our subject pages. They provide general description of a subject. You see here ranking, tuition fees, admission application, language requirements, program features, list of universities, and there you will see lots of graphs. And those graphs show this approximate tuition fees or living costs, etc., etc. And it's again really interesting to check them out and have this information beforehand. Very important is to always check each program content individually, separately, and very carefully, because you will be dedicating quite amount of your life to a study program. You should make an informed decision and should not be guided by just some I don't know, rankings or names, because all programs are very different, unique, interesting, and also there should be a mutual match from the qualities you bring, for example, previous degree and so on, and also what the program offers. And this way it will be the best choice that you can do. Really briefly about the university landscape in Germany. In Germany, there are universities and universities of applied sciences. Universities have programs that are usually more research and theory oriented. Universities of applied sciences have programs that are more application or practice oriented. But to be on a safe side, I always say that there could be some exceptions on both sides. And also today we have guest speakers, professors who know this topic better than I probably, and then they can, if you have questions about this, you can also follow up about this in Q&A, and I will gladly voice your question about differences of the university types. Another suggestion will be to, when, for example, you want to study computational science, and the first thing you need to do is to filter programs by subject, not program name. This way you are not missing out all the different programs that can have different namings. And yeah, you are on the safe side, and then you can, of course, narrow down your search according to, let's say, English proficiency or German proficiency, and some other criteria that you can always adjust and also combine different filters. Now, long story short, let me give the mic to University of Cologne. They will be presenting Computational Science Master in Science program. I have here the whole team. You can see professors in one screen right now, and they will be presenting Master in Science, Computational Science, Professor 𝘱𝘢𝘕𝘳𝘵𝘪𝘆 and Niki Verkouten. I will stop the.
So, hello, everybody. We are Niki and Joachim. We are presenting jointly. And so, welcome to the presentation of the University of Cologne. We separated a little bit. I start with the city, and there are also more information on the slides that I cover in my talk, so then you can look it up later. Well, Cologne, we think, is a great city to live in. It's in the heart of Europe, located at the Rhine River. It's very well connected. We have 3 international airports close by. You can easily reach London, Paris, and Berlin, like with a 4 or 5 hour of train ride. Cologne is one of the largest cities in Germany. About 1 million people live here. It has a huge history dating back to the Romans. Very famous cathedral, which you can see in the picture, and it's a lot of fun. We have carnival, we have a lot of theaters, arts, and music. It's a city which is very diverse, very rich, and very liberal. So, as foreigners, I feel like people are very happy to live in this city. It's also one of the oldest cities in Europe. It's founded in 1388. It's the second largest university in Germany with 45,000 students. And it's also very well connected with research centers affiliated with the University of Cologne. The Master of Computational Sciences is within the Faculty of Math and Natural Sciences. We have about 200 professors and more than 60 study programs within the natural science. And that's very important for the Master of Computational Sciences because it's very interdisciplinary. And so you can tap into a very large pool of classes that fit your interest. The University of Cologne has an international office which helps you with application enrollment, with resident permits, also with networking and career services. It also has a student board. I mean, the students that organize themselves like international students, and that's good to network, to build friends. And for all the international students at the University of Cologne, they help you with housing and orientation. And there's also a department of German language at the University of Cologne where you can take German language classes if you like to do that. We have about 5,000 international students at the University of Cologne, and particularly in the computational sciences, there are 50% of our students international. So you will be like within a very international network of students and all like trying to make friends and finding colleagues and peers. So it's a very welcoming environment. And a little bit about the finances and the houses. There's no tuition fee, but there's a semester fee that's 320 euros per semester, but includes public transportation throughout Germany in the public transport system. The cost of living are maybe in total about 1,000 euros per month, with rent in the order of 400 to 500 euros. And here are a list of useful links where you can find more about accommodation and things to help you getting set up. So this is about the city. Now I turn to Nikki.
Yes, I'll give some introduction about the study program. So what makes the Computational Sciences study program at University of Cologne special? Well, generally, we're really focusing in answering questions that come from natural sciences with computational methods. And there's lots of research and teaching expertise at the University of Cologne in both the specialization areas and the computational methods. So the goal is really to combine both the applied science fields with modern computational methods. Simulation and modeling tools is a really heavy aspect of the study program, but also mathematical method for data science. So that includes machine learning and artificial intelligence. The degree is a Master of Science. There's an application deadline, July 15th, but we'll get back to this a little later. So it's 120 credit points. That's classic for a master's. The curriculum is built in the following way. There's a core block that's common for the whole cohort that takes the study program. It's called Simulation and Modeling 1 and 2, each 9 credit points. So here the whole team is taking the course together to go through the different numerical methods, scientific computing methods, machine learning methods that are used independent of the specialization area. But then you see there's 18 credit points in more elective math and computer science course. So there's freedom to choose a specialization that's more interesting to you. But then the specialization area is really important with 30 credit points. There you choose a specialization area specifically at the start of the study program. And the rest is then literature seminar, project work in preparation of the master's thesis, and finally a master's thesis. And there's some freedom with supplementary module. Now comes the specialization area that are really a core identity part of the study program. There's 5 specialization area, and they're chosen for a reason. It's because we have really good expertise at the University of Cologne for those. So one of the specialization areas is computational astro and space physics. We'll talk about each one in more detail. Another is theoretical condensed matter physics. Then we have Earth system sciences, computational biology, and theoretical chemistry. So the idea is you select one of them and you'll focus on one of them and the scientific computing methods. And I give it to you.
Okay, thanks, Nikki. Now I say a few words about computational astro and space because I'm a space physicist. And like Nikki said, sort of the center of the computational sciences are the specialization areas with these techniques from numerical and data analysis methods. And these are we picked them because there's a very large pool of expertise and competence in these areas. And one is computational astro and space, and it's about the plasma environment around the planets, around the stars, the interstellar medium. And that's important for star formation. That's important for the planets. And we either model that with huge numerical simulations, or we use very large data sets from telescope or spacecraft, and then we usually run that on supercomputers to better understand the space and plasma environment around these planets. If you go into that specialization, then there are 2 classes which are mandatory. That's advanced astrophysics, and the other one is space physics. And then there's a very large pool of elective classes, so where you can build on the strength in astro and space physics. And in Cologne, the research specialization is star formation and space physics around the planets and the moon. And there it's a world-class research, like in all 5 actually. And then and this is where you then pick your research topic from. Another very strong area at the University of Cologne is theoretically condensed matters. That's quantum mechanic many-body systems, and that have a lot of quantum mechanical effects, which comes from this very large dimensionality, and this can be often very useful described by computer simulation that describe these many-body systems. And if you go into that area, the advanced quantum mechanics and computational many-bodies are the mandatory class, and then again, there's a huge pool of elective classes from that field. And in Cologne, condensed matter is a research topic. We are also working on algorithms for quantum computation, describing this many-body system, working on quantum computers and how to suppress errors in quantum computing. And so it's also a field with a very modern and looking and with great job prospects. Thank you.
And so if I continue, the next one I'd like to talk about is computational biology. Here in this field, the tendency is to gather large data set that needs to be analyzed and interpreted. So here it's really about gathering clever tools, learning tools to handle and compress big data. A big topic is bioinformatics. So the students will learn bioinformatics and statistical evaluation of data. And the skills, you can apply them then in different fields. So that includes neurosciences, ecology and evolution, plant science, genetics, principle of aging. That's again connected to the research at the University of Cologne that's strong in genetics, plant sciences, and zoology, and has some cluster initiatives on aging research and plant breeding as well. So in this specialization, similarly, there are mandatory courses, which are computational biology and bioinformatics, and the rest is a wide range of courses to choose from. Another one is Earth System Sciences. So this is about studying the climate system, including all the spheres, so the geosphere, the atmosphere, hydrosphere, and so on. So here we have complex systems, complex processes that govern our changing climate. And this is a really interdisciplinary science beyond the computational aspects as well. So what you'll learn in the program, if you focus on this area, is numerical modeling for climate studies, but also weather forecasting or geophysical studies. And what's specific in this field also is we are gathering huge amount of data from many instruments, and here artificial intelligence or machine learning comes up as an important tool to connect with the research question that we have in Cologne, which are, for example, how can machine learning and artificial intelligence help exploit all the Earth observations that we have? Other research topics that we have are connected to Arctic amplification. We are asking, why is the Arctic warming so fast? Or how can we improve predictions of extreme high-impact weather events? So these are topics in which master's thesis could be defined. And what main classes in this specialization are actually mainly a wide range of elective courses, such as studying atmospheric dynamics and modeling, or going in the field of experimental and numerical mineralogy or geophysics of the solar system. So showing that it's really the Earth system as a whole, not only climate or geophysics. And then finally, we have theoretical chemistry, which relates to quantum mechanics and computer science. And here also we have the topics of many particle systems, and you will learn clever approaches for efficient simulations. And the fields of chemistry include organic, inorganic, physical chemistry, and biochemistry. So there will be classes to choose from in these different topics. There is one mandatory course in this specialization, which is advanced theoretical chemistry, and the rest is, again, a large selection of elective courses. And the research in Cologne is strong in studying the electronic structure, calculations of atoms, molecules, clusters, polymer, solids, and the groups, the research group focus on method development, but also quantum chemical research and molecular dynamics. Yes, and so there's many career prospects with this type of study program, because you're gathering both skills in a specialization area, so that makes you an expert in a natural science discipline, but you're also gathering skills in computational and data science, so that makes it a broad study program. It also prepares for a doctorate within the specialization area, where modern research questions are very often including computational methods, so that makes you a good candidate for PhD studies. But if you don't want to be in academia, it qualifies you also for leadership positions and jobs within the IT sector due to your skills in computational and data science. And there's, yes, you can take courses in a startup center. So if you have innovative ideas and want to create your own company, you'll have support to do this. And I'll leave it to Joachim to more information. There's a QR code you can scan here for how to apply, and we'll give you more information.
Yeah, here. First, the admission requirements, what you need to bring along so that you you can be part of the program. You need to have 21 credit points in math and/or computer science. You need to know at least one higher programming language, Python, C, Fortran, etc. And you need to have at least 12 credit points in one of these 5 specializations that we offer. And then you can apply, and we would glad to if you were to apply with us. The deadline is the 15th of July of each year. But if you come from abroad, meaning not from Germany, then you need to go through an agency called UniAssist, and therefore you need to have a preliminary review of your documents. It's called VPD. And you should start that process earlier or much earlier to that everything goes through in time. So it's a double-step process. You first contact UniAssist, and then you officially apply by the 15th of July. And then here on these slides are more details, what you need to bring along with the submission. You can also read that up, and it's so I don't need to go into all of these little points. And here on the last slide, here are further information. I'm head of the master program, and Nikki, together with Nikki, Vera is also a key person in our lecture. Jörg is our program coordinator, and here are many useful links for information about our program. Okay.
I think we're done.
I think we're done. Thank you for your interest, and I'll be certainly happy to answer questions later. Thank you.
Thank you very much to both of you for all the details you provided. Yes, I would just support you in the point with VPD. Dear applicants, if you're considering to apply for the specific program, please start application for UniAssist VPD. The VPD is valid for 1 year. And it will be issued as a PDF. You can download it, and then you need to upload it to the university portal, link to which is already in chat, and also contact information and program pages. As always, everything is available in chat and will be shared once again with a follow-up email. All right. Actually, I already saw one question about VPD, so we will still discuss this point during the live Q&A. Wonderful. Now let's move to Stuttgart. From Stuttgart, there are 2 programs. So first, it will be Professor Dr. Markus Deininger, who will present Master in Science Software Technology, program facts, and location on the map. But yeah, the professor has much more details to share. So
Master of Science for Software Technology at the HFT Stuttgart, or officially the University of Applied Sciences. So you have just seen a sort of classic university. Now we are going to the University of Applied Sciences. And I will just give a few words again, of course, about our city, Stuttgart. Then we talk about, so I just try to move through the timeline, talk a bit about our university itself, then the Master of Software Technology, and then how you would proceed. First, of course, you would apply. Then you would be interested in all our course details and probably what kind of assistance can you get, and then some perspectives, and then, of course, some questions and contact. So, Stuttgart first. Again, a short map just to place it. You see it's a bit below Cologne. but more or less in the middle of Europe. And that's where we are, and that's actually the main building. And as said before, the University of Applied Science is a smaller university with around 4,000 to 5,000 students. And one of our advantages, of course, we are more or less in the middle of the center of Stuttgart. So here we have the Stuttgart Center, and 5 minutes away our university is it. And also Stuttgart is, of course, a good place to live, but also a good place to earn money. If you check out the 20 strongest economic European Union regions, includes Stuttgart at place 13. It's only Hamburg and Bavaria above us. So ranked, Stuttgart is pretty cool, but it's also a pretty good place to live in. So that's Stuttgart at night. And yes, it's nice to live here too, not only in Cologne. Let's come to our university. Our university actually is quite old. We have been founded in 1832. As a University of Applied Science, we have roughly around 5,000 students, which makes it already a large University of Applied Science with 130 professors, around 300 lecturers from industry, economy. We have 3 faculties. The one deals with architecture. The second one deals with civil engineering, business administration, and the third one deals with all kinds of computer science and calculation, surveying, mathematics. Overall, we have 30 bachelor's and master's programs, and of course, all programs have an accreditation. So that's our university, and now finally to our computer science course, the Master of Software Technology. Again, some facts. We have been founded in 2000, so we are doing this for 25 years now. We have roughly through 400 graduates until now. Of course, it's an international course. Everything is in English. And again, also in contrast typically to a university, our masters are typically 3 semesters, 18 months with 90 credits, which also counts for to have at least expected 7 semesters in your bachelor if you want to join our master. This, of course, means we have 2 semesters of lectures, first and second semester. Lectures typically at a university of applied science are more hands-on, I would say. We have integrated exercises. We have smaller classes with a high interaction. Typically, you have contact hours, which have lectures of 2 to 4 hours, which weight 3 to 6 credit points. Additionally, we do have a software project you would do over the semester. And we offer some intercultural training because, of course, we have groups all over the world. And one of the major points, especially if you work together in such a software project together with your classmates, is somehow to integrate the groups. And so we, go actually on the countryside for 1 weekend and, do some sort of management training, which really changes the group in the end. Quite interesting experience. Exams are actually held at the end of the semester. And finally, the third semester is dedicated to the master thesis. And master theses at our university are usually done in a company. So it's not done at the university. You will have to find a place in a company which offers master theses, which is easy to find basically because, as said before, we are, a region with a lot of industry around, and companies are very happy to offer master theses to get some topics resolved they are really working on. This also, of course, gives you the advantage to have contact to industry during your studies. And very often students end up in their master thesis company for a full-time job in the end. Probably what's not written there, We do have fees actually for students. It's 1,500 euros each semester. That's a specialty of the Baden-Württemberg area. But again, this pays off in the end if you get a job here in the area. Well, goals. What's really the point? Where do we want to get in? And actually, in our Master Software Technology, more or less everything is about software engineering. So we try to get in advanced topics for all kinds of software engineering. And of course, we try to train you in real world environments. All the professors from our university, all the lecturers usually have an industry background, so they really can well share their experience they have during their working life. And we actually want to give you the expertise in software engineering, in software architecture, and distributed systems. So it's really about, well, applied software engineering. But of course, as I said, we are doing software projects, we are doing intercultural training. We want to strengthen your, well, leadership and help you to guide projects and get along with other team members. Of course, you have the chance to specialize. We do have some elective topics. One, for example, would be IT security, where you can go deeper, or topics about artificial intelligence, like computational intelligence, business intelligence, where you can go deeper into software, into artificial intelligence. Of course, we also have some sort of specialization in more formal topics, which is relevant really to get an accreditation and, of course, give you the chance, which I will talk about later, for example, to continue with a doctorate. And here we actually go deeper in testing and programming languages. So overall, again, it's mainly about software engineering and applying these to real life environments. And yes, how would you apply? We actually expect you to have a bachelor in computer science or something equivalent. Actually, it's possible to have, well, only a slightly related bachelor too, but then we would expect to have significant experiences in our expected knowledges or competences, which you can provide by, well, documents from your working life or whatever. For the degree, we actually expect formally significantly above average, which typically means around, well, we expect around 75% in your grading system. This may sometimes a bit different depending on the specific grading system, but roughly around this. And also we expect at least 7 semesters. That's why we can offer the master with 3 semesters later on. If you only have 6 semesters, then again, it's possible to check out what are your experiences in your working life. Can one be counted as an sort of additional semester, as a sort of internship, which is usually one of the 3 semesters we do have in our bachelor's. And then, of course, we expect some certain knowledge or competences. Knowledge, of course, if you have immediately these as lectures in your bachelor, or competences is if you have collected this in your working life. First and all, of course, object-oriented programming, preferable Java. We have recently discussed with our students, and a lot really, well, prefer to have, well, JavaScript and doing more web-oriented stuff. Well, that's not really our main focus. We are really more into the back end of programming, which really means we are using Java as sort of heavy load programming language. Of course, Python, C#, C++ is fine too. So that's the main competence. And then, of course, we expect, well, the basic competences you usually earn in a bachelor, algorithms and data structures, software engineering, distributed systems, database system, and project management. So these are the competences we are building upon. And then, as I said, everything is in English. We expect an IELTS at least of 6.5. And you actually can apply online through our online portal. And it's actually possible. That's again an advantage of only having 2 semesters of lectures. You can join every summer and every winter. So this means more or less, well, if the one deadline ends, the next deadline is up. So currently, the deadline for the next winter term would be the 2nd of May. So that's how you would apply. What kind of assistance would you get when you have applied? Of course, with the application, or at least with the acceptance, you can also ask for getting an accommodation, which of course is usually a bit difficult to find in a large city in Germany. We have seen the numbers before in the presentation. More or less the same will hold for Stuttgart. So expect around 900 euros each month for housing and other costs of living. But again, we will try to help you finding an accommodation with all students' housings. We do have a buddy system which helps you on the arrival and somehow smoothly gets you through the first days, which of course are usually somehow stressful to get through. We do have German classes, which can be done during lecture periods. We do excursions. The students' office does get-togethers. We do have recruiting events where you have the chance to, well, meet companies and find jobs. So a short overview. I won't go to all the classes, of course. So that's the main slide for the overview. You see in summer, we have some sort of compulsory models which mainly deal with software engineering, again, software architecture, database systems, in the winter, software engineering to modern distributed systems, and of course, as said before, topics about more formal stuff, concepts of programming languages, or verification and validation. We do have some elective modules, as talked before: IT security, computer vision, computational intelligence here, and business process technologies, and again, the software the intercultural training for the soft skills, which we do each semester because you can join the class each semester. So each semester, this, well, integration of group has to be done. So just for the reference, here are the details of the courses. We won't go too much into detail there. At the end of your master, after 3 semesters, you do have the chance to do a doctorate either at the HFT directly or in cooperation with a university. We do actually, well, in the end, offer you a high quality career start. Of course, as I said before, you do your thesis in industry, which often leads to employment in the company. You're actually formally qualified for a higher service in the public sector with our master. And mainly, of course, you would end up in working fields like project management, IT consulting, software architecture, and more or less all our graduates find immediately a job after graduation. Almost, but that's a point. The prerequisite is you should practice German during your studies, but again, you have the chance to have a free German class in our studies. So you can practice and learn German, and then you are really fit for a good job in Germany. So actually, I think that's it. At the end, there are some links. I think we share the slides in the end, so you can check them out in detail. And also, of course, you can either send me questions or contact our formal contact at our master. That's it from my side. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Professor, for all the details you provided. The application portal for this program as well is in chat, and all the information regarding the contact and program page as well there. Dear panelists, if you wish to include your presentations in a follow-up email, please share them with me anytime before Monday via email, and then I will forward everything to our registrants and their attendees, and you can also check them through your email once you receive it. All right, we stay in Stuttgart as we have okay, I already see Laura doing a presentation, but I will still mention that we have Dr. Stefanie Anstein and Laura Busch presenting from the University of Stuttgart, and they are talking about Masters in Science, Computational Linguistics. The program also has 2 deadlines, and your full attention towards the presentation.
Thanks, Nino, and a very warm welcome also from our side. So we are actually the last university here presenting, but we stay in the beautiful German Southwest. So actually I could skip the part regarding about the location, but however, we would like to give you an overview of the University of Stuttgart and its study program, Computational Linguistics.
Laura, you are muted.
Okay. Did you get the last?
Yeah, it was just suddenly.
Okay, good. Then I don't have to start all over again. But yeah, my name is Laura Busch, and I'm very happy to introduce the University of Stuttgart to you, together with my colleague, Dr. Stefanie Anstein, who is the study program manager for the master's program, Computational Linguistics, and we'll give you some more details on the study program itself. So as mentioned before, Stuttgart is located in the center of Europe. Yeah, you have a lot of possibilities to travel. In order to not to repeat the details that have been said already about the Stuttgart, the city, I would like to highlight also the beautiful nature, the beautiful landscape that is actually, or where you can find Stuttgart. We've got quite nice vineyards here, actually in the middle of the city, but also the Black Forest is close, the Alps are close. So there's a lot of outdoor activities you can do here, and it's a very secure environment. So Stuttgart is the capital of the region Baden-Württemberg. So it's a vibrant and also international city where you can find a lot of things going on, a lot of cultural offers. And yeah, I also would like to highlight once again that the region of Stuttgart is one of the economically strongest regions in Germany. That is very important, of course, for our international students, because they can gain hands-on experience already during their studies. And of course, financing the studies is also a very important topic. So we are proud that Baden-Württemberg and Stuttgart is one of the most innovative regions in Europe regarding number of patents, regarding number of startups, expenditure in R&D, and so on. So you can find a lot of big, global players. Here you can see some of the names on the slide, but also many small and medium-sized companies in the region that are also linked to our university, to our research areas. So just quickly, some key facts on our university. The University of Stuttgart is one of the leading technical universities in Germany. We are one member of the TU9 Alliance. The university counts with around 21,000 students, and actually 5,000 out of them are internationals. So you can find a very international environment on campus. Yeah. The university works closely together with a lot of collaboration partners, not only international partner universities for student exchange or research collaboration, but also many industry partners and external research institutions. And yeah, we are also very proud to say that we are among the top 3 universities in Germany for 3rd party funding per professorship. Good. Yeah, we are very highly ranked internationally. I just want to highlight the Times Higher Education World University ranking by subject, because it is linked to the subject or the study program we are presenting here today. So engineering and computer science, we are very well ranked internationally. So the University of Stuttgart is a good place for your studies abroad. But now let's dive more into our English conducted 2 years master's program, Computational Linguistics, what is kind of a niche here presenting because it has got a quite interesting combination. And I would like to hand over to my colleague Stefanie Anstein for some more details.
Yeah, thanks a lot and welcome to everyone who's joining here today. So I'd like to share a couple of details about our master program in computational linguistics, or natural language processing, which is a different name. This is a topic that is very relevant these days. So you're all talking about ChatGPT, about large language models, and this is what we're working on. So it's an interdisciplinary program. We're combining linguistics with computer science, where computer science is gaining more and more importance. So it's all about machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence. Yeah, so we're a relatively small program. We admit around 30 students every semester. So as was already said, you can also apply for winter or summer term. Yeah, this is why we also have an excellent student-lecturer ratio. We're a small institute, but yeah, we have lots of highly professional colleagues there. This is just an overview of our structure. So we will start in winter term with a basic fundamental course that is called Methods in Computational Linguistics, which likes to bring everyone on the same page, since we both admit students from a linguistics background and from a computer science background. If you think about starting in summer term, we can find an individual way how you structure your program. So you would do this fundamental course in the winter term. That is also possible. Then we have another important compulsory module that is called Introduction to Deep Learning for Speech and Text Processing. So this is all about the technical backgrounds for doing natural language processing these days. The team lab in the second semester is getting more practical. So you will have a hands-on project together with a team colleague. And the research module will prepare you for your master's thesis in the fourth semester usually. And around these compulsory modules, we have a large list of elective courses that are actually already online as well in our campus portal. I can share the link later, or Laura, maybe you can do that in the chat. So there you can see what our electives are about. I'll also show you on the next slide what the special areas are that you can go into. And we also have the key competence area. You would need just 3 credit points on that. And you can do that anytime during the 4th semester. So this is a very flexible program. You can shift around modules and you decide yourself what you would like to focus on. Yeah, so in our elective area, we have 3 main areas of specialization. You can go more into core computational linguistics. That's a little bit more theoretical, maybe. Then we have the applied natural language processing area, where you really go deeply into all the current topics that are there. So our lecturers are all into research projects as well, so they're really up to date with everything. And then, while these 2 areas are more text centered. We also have a speech processing area where you could also focus on. We also have a strong connection to industry. You can do an internship that can count for 6 credits. That's not compulsory, but you can do that. And you can also write your master thesis in cooperation with industry. We usually get job postings, thesis postings that I share with students. Yeah, so there are really lots of offers. Yeah, and not only thesis positions, but also student working positions. Yeah, so the Institute for Natural Language Processing has been existing for a long time, and there have been done lots of research and industry projects that were very famous and successful. We have up-to-date equipment, and we're really connected to these 2 large departments, the computer science and the linguistics. And yeah, as I said, we're rather small and we know each other. It's really a nice environment. And that's the website where you can click on later. Our deadlines are mid-January and mid-July. So we have a shorter time between application deadline and the start of the program. But if you need more time to get your visa, you could also postpone your admission to 1 semester later. So that's not a problem. You do a direct application via the link that Nino has shared. Thank you. Since it's an English program, there are no German language skills required. And we like to have the C1 level. So it's IELTS band 7. And under this link, you will find all the most important information that you need. Okay, so I'll give back to Laura. Thank you.
Thanks, Stephanie, for these insights. So I would like to continue with some more general facts, some more general information for you as international students. So as mentioned before, here in Baden-Württemberg, there are tuition fees for non-European students. That is important to have in mind, 1,500 euro per semester. But if you're coming from a European country, there's only a small semester fee that you can find here on the slide as well. Housing is, of course, always important to think about also in advance. So we do offer student dorms to our international students, but of course places are limited. So please check all the information and also the application deadlines for student housing quite in advance. There are, of course, always the possibility to find also a private shared flat. That is quite common here in Germany, but normally these shared flats are a bit more costly or costlier than student housing. Scholarships are available by the German Academic Exchange Service or also from a lot of foundations. But however, most of our international students work beside their studies within a student job, within a paid internship, or as a student assistant at one of the institutes. There are many opportunities to gain hands-on experience, and of course, regarding the finances is good. You can find very good opportunities here. So, beside this, I would like to give you also a quick overview on the extensive support you will find at our university, both on a university level, so from the IO, from the international office, but also on faculty level, the Faculty for Computer Science, Electrical Engineering and Information Technology, where my colleague and I are offering a lot of personal counseling and support. So on the central level, you will find guidance from the first moment you are interested in studying at our university. So a step-by-step overview from acceptance, a letter to your first lecture. There are orientation events online to get you prepared for your pre-departure, prepared for your stay here in Stuttgart. once you arrive, there is a welcome day at our international office. There are buddy and peer mentoring programs. There are also very important, of course, for those who are already looking into future job perspectives. We do offer a lot of career planning events for international students, workshops, counseling. So this is, of course, also something most of our international students are interested in. Now, on a faculty level, we also offer even more social activities for our faculties, students. We offer a network, personal counseling, as said before, and a highlight I would like to mention as well are the German-related, the study-related German courses we offer for our enrolled students. We know the study program we offer here, is conducted completely in English, so our students don't need any German language skills in order to apply. But however, to adapt quickly here to the German culture, and also regarding future job perspectives, to really enjoy your life here in Germany, you will need a certain level of German. So we want to offer all of our enrolled students at our faculty the possibility to attend a German class. So, and here you can find the contact details, Stephanie's contact details, and also my contact details. I'm pretty sure that we won't manage to answer maybe all personal questions here in this webinar, but however, please feel free to reach out to us also afterwards via email. You will get the slides and you will get the contact details. We are very looking forward to getting in touch with you and to answer your questions. Thanks a lot.
Great. Thank you very much, Laura. Thank you very much, Dr. Einstein. And also thank you very much, Jörg, for taking many questions in written as well. Now, I would like to ask everybody to join the live Q&A if you wish so, and let us start. So this is one general question that is applicable to all of the programs. Is it possible to apply now if I'm in my last semester of the bachelor's? Let's start with University of Stuttgart, as you have just finalized.
Yes, actually, yes, you can apply without having your bachelor degree ready. In this case, you are applying for a conditional admission. So then, in this case, you would have to submit your bachelor degree at the moment of enrollment. So yes, it's possible to apply without having finished your bachelor yet.
Thank you. Professor Deininger?
Yes, I can just follow up on this. It's the same with us.
And Team Cologne, whoever wants to answer this.
Hello, I'm 𝘱𝘢𝘺𝘥𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘈. I'm the study program coordinator for Computational Sciences in Cologne. And yes, you can apply. You just have to submit your degree certificate with the preliminary estimated grade that you will have.
Thank you. This is a positive note, because then they don't have to wait until the next application period or the second intake. So this is really great. Now let me take a question for Professor Deininger. I think it says for Uni Stuttgart, but according to time, I think it was during your presentation. So let's try. If not, the other Stuttgart takes it. For Uni Stuttgart, I have been working in the IT field for the past 10 years, currently serving as an IT auditor. Can I be eligible considering my bachelor's in physics and also with a grade point? Are you very strict with it? Thank you.
Yes, I think that's the point we discussed before. So if you have a bachelor, which at least somehow shows you are able to deal with, well, natural science, or whatever, and you do have an thorough experience in the IT working field, then it's possible to apply. Of course, we will check out. Yes, so if you would have some certificates, that you have some extra training there, or if we see what have you done during your IT experience, then you can be eligible. But it will be checked on in detail.
And maybe I could follow up with the GPA. Is it strict with you?
Well, as I said, it's around 75%. So we actually try to convert them to German grades, which would be a 2.5. So it depends. Yes, what the calculation reveals.
Mm-hmm. Great. For the team Cologne, 𝘱𝘢𝘕, I saw you answered many questions regarding the specializations and focuses. There were biology-related credit points questions, physics. In just a brief answer, could you mention like all these requirements in different subjects like mathematics, was biology and stuff? Is it for everybody once again, or if they already from the very beginning start to specialize?
Yes, so upon application, you already choose a specialization area, and it is recommended that you gather the 12 CP in that area. So if you want to go into computational biology, for example, it's recommended you have 12 credit points in bachelor courses in biology. And similarly, if you want to specialize in condensed matter physics or earth system sciences, etc., you need to provide a certain amount of background knowledge in those areas, because it is a master's program, so you will build up on the bachelor level knowledge. And everybody, regardless of your specialization area, you need to provide 21 ECTS in mathematics and or computer science. This is standard for all the applicants. You can switch your specialization area after a certain amount of time once, but usually you pick your specialization from the start and take courses in that area in the first semester already, usually.
Great, thank you so much, 𝘱𝘢𝘕. I just put two links because we mentioned German GPA and ECTS credit points. In case you don't have the same grading system or your GPA is not the same as German, which is probably the case, you can use the links that are in chat right now to convert approximately your GPA and also see how many ECT points you have. Actually, there are 3 links, so feel free to use them. Great, thank you. I have a question for University of Stuttgart. Are students expected to have prior formal training in linguistics, or are there introductory modules to bring students from technical backgrounds up to speed?
I can answer that. So the computational background is more important. And we give more, let's say, admission points to that, but there's also the requirement to have some linguistics background. But that can also come from an online course, and then the rest of the theory will be given in this introductory module that I talked about.
Mm-hmm. Great. Just a question just came in, which maybe I will take, and dear guests, please feel free to intervene or add on in case I don't answer it correctly. So we have an attendee who has a background in botany, but over 10 years of experience in IT and so on. Usually consecutive programs require you to have relevant bachelors. Therefore, you apply with your bachelor's, and of course, work experience is very much appreciated. And as an additional document, they will look at it, but the decisions are usually made depending on your previous studies. So please let me know, dear guests, if it's different in your programs, or you definitely need, or you can accept somebody with a different, like formal education. So I see not so positive answer. So I guess
yes,
it was.
So I can
Okay.
say from my side, as I said before, we are just checking the competences, so it's possible. So if you would have biology, but you have done 10 years of software engineering testing, software project management, it would be okay. Yes. Still, of course, your bachelor has to be checked. So somewhere we have to make the difference and say, okay, what is your level you got there? But it can be done, yes. So it's possible, and we did have successful students with a background like this.
Okay, that's good news for you, Yemi Joseph, if you're still here. So at least at one of the programs you can apply. And for others, I guess you still definitely need like this ECTS that were mentioned and other requirements for linguistics. You also need linguistics background. So there are some minor details that you need to also have accomplished in your previous studies. Great. Another question for University of Stuttgart. How much of the coursework is research-oriented versus applied or engineering-focused? I want to stay close to real-world applications while gaining deeper theoretical insights.
Okay, I guess this also could be targeted as us. Hard to say, yes. I would say the major coursework really is applied stuff. But also, of course, as I said before, we do have some theory-based modules, and especially that's something we experienced in our master. We do have actually a lot of students from India, and in India, you actually have the situation that a lot of students don't have to do a bachelor thesis during their bachelor's. They just do some project work, and so they do have some issues writing a master thesis in the end. So we introduced actually some, well, scientific writing and paperwork in between. So students have to come up with some, well, scientific papers just to get used somehow to scientific writing. And of course, this would count as research oriented.
Laura or Dr. Einstein, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
see your
very
hand.
similar for us. The program is quite applied, but if someone really wants to go more into theory, let's say, or also into research, yeah, if they plan to do a PhD afterwards, there are also opportunities.
Thank you. There is one formal question about the application cost. So I think it came during Cologne presentation and then the second Stuttgart, but let's take this for all of your programs. For the Cologne program, how much is the application cost? And then I go and ask all of you.
Applying at the University of Cologne is completely free. The only thing is when you apply for the VPD at UniAssist, that usually takes fees. At least for the first
75.
time you issue a VPD, you have to pay a fee there. But at University of Cologne, there's no additional costs to apply.
I can add here that for VPD you need 75 euros for the first application. Every following application the same semester costs 30 euros, and VPD is valid for 1 year, but make sure that it's issued specifically for the University of Cologne. Professor Deininger.
Same with us. I think the concept of application costs is not really a concept in Germany.
And I guess it's for you. Okay.
It's the same here in at the University of Stuttgart. So no application costs, only the already mentioned tuition fees, of course.
Great, thank you so much. You're lucky, dear applicants, because I've heard some programs that have application costs that are more expensive than UniAssist even, and for each application. All right. A question, and whoever thinks that it's related to his or her program, feel free to unmute yourself, and then if there are multiple answers, we will take multiple answers. I have worked mostly in backend and full stack development. Will there be space to dive deeper into niche or emerging domains like embedded systems or AI software systems?
Maybe I take this on our side. Actually, we are not so much into embedded systems, so it's more application-oriented software. But of course, we do some sort of AI. We do have professors which also deal with large language models and stuff and research on this. So there are chances also to dig deeper there.
Mm-hmm. Great. Thank you. Then I have two questions, one for Uni Köln, another one for Uni Stuttgart, but I think that it was already sent because I think at least for Uni Köln there were a few follow-ups that Yorick already answered in written. So I believe this was one of, or it was the first part of the communication that wasn't follow-up in different questions. And the last question that I see right now, are students encouraged to or supported to pursue certificates during the program? Microsoft Azure, SCRUM, etc. You can feel I'm not from the field.
Yes, it's Azure and Scrum. Actually, yes, we are doing one lecture, for example, that's software architecture, and we are actually using the official ISQB slides. And in the end, actually, students can do the official ISQB test and get a certificate and be an official software architect if they want. I think it's not quite sure. Of course, it costs some fee, which is not covered by the university, but it's not that much.
Great. Wonderful. I see no more open questions.